Thank you and welcome to the show today. The topic this morning is the impact of immigration on the state of Tennessee. And we have with us to talk about the impact of immigration on the state of Tennessee our resident African scholar, as well as a person who has contributed information dealing with almost every continent on this particular show, Dr. LMadu1. And Dr. LMadu1, let me welcome you again to this show. And I think, as we've said on many occasions, we don't have to introduce you to our audience because they know you, primarily because of all of the excellent information that you've given us dealing with the third world, Africa, and some of the other ideas. And today I'm delighted to know that since immigration is such a real question in the nation today, that we can deal with the impact of immigration on the state of Tennessee. Let's start off by having you to make some statements in reference to that, Dr. LMadu1.
Well, you know, when people think of where immigrants, will go to in the United States, they don't normally think of Tennessee, or some of the southern states. They think of New York, California, Texas, those kind of places, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, But Tennessee has a significant number of immigrants, due to the central position of the state, also the cosmopolitanness of Nashville, to stay with, because predominantly most of them are in Metro Nashville. Now, in the whole state of Tennessee, you have about 306,000 immigrants.
306,000?
Yes, immigrants in the whole state of Tennessee. Out of these 306,000, 106 are citizens. Then the rest, green cards and all that. The largest number of immigrants are Latino immigrants. And when I say Latino, we include people from, Argentina, Bolivia, Peru, not just Hispanics, but Latinos. People from Ecuador, Honduras, you name it, they are Latinos. So they have about 47% of the immigrants, or about 146,000.
47% of the immigrants in the state of Tennessee from the Latino,
Latino community, yes. People just say Hispanics, you confine it to Central America and Mexico, but Latino, Latin America, Central America, all together. So that's 146,000, about 47%. The African community, about 27,000, or 8% of the immigrant population. Then the Asians have about 82%. 82,000, or 27%. And when you say the Asians, I mean Indians, Pakistanis, Indonesians, they're all Chinese, all together. They're 27%, of the state of Tennessee. Now, the single most contributing country, is Mexico. Mexico has about 31% of, the whole, immigrants.
Population in Tennessee.
Yeah, that's correct. Mexico, when you talk about one single country, apart from, Latino as a whole, which Mexico is part. Now, India is second with about 6.3%. You see a lot of Indian stores all over, Tennessee. They have about 6.3%. Now, surprisingly, the third largest group is El Salvador, with about 3.4%. People don't think of El Salvador when they think of, refugee, immigrants in Tennessee. But El Salvador has a significant number of immigrants here, because during the 1980s, in El Salvador, there was a civil war between the government of President Duarte and the rebels, the Farabundo Martí Liberation Front. President Reagan was supporting the government of President Duarte. So with civilians caught in the middle, there was a need for refugees to run from the country. So the U.S. gave them, waived visas and all this for them, making it possible for them to come here. So a significant number of them, are in Tennessee. So they consider the third largest, individual groups. Now, So 4.8% of the whole population of Tennessee is immigrants now.
Okay, Dr. Dew, we're getting ready for this first commercial break, and then we'll come back and deal with this exactly where we are now, because I think the information you're giving us is the information that we want to know, and you're talking about the numbers in terms and percentages in terms of the immigrant population in the state of Tennessee. And we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break.